think this. Find Liliana. Let's see. Yeah, so much stuff. I do want to talk to if I go. Anything here? Nah. Morgan, why are you so far out?
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
How did you become a shape changer?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
But it's just a legend, right?
So I assume. My mother has walked the wilds far longer than I. Who am I to suggest what things she has done and not done in her past? Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Do you spend a lot of time as an animal?
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
What do other animals think of you when you've changed?
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
Can you change to other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
Fair. Can anyone become a shape changer?
Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
I've never heard of magic like that before.
No? 'Tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could. But as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
That's good. Such traditions need to be preserved.
I am surprised you think so. Still, 'tis a pleasant thing to hear.
But I wanted that.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
I think your abilities sound quite useful.
A most practical opinion. Far more so than any man I have spoken to. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Cool. Where's Hunter? Well, Stan, you're here.
Why are we stopping?
I think we should talk for a moment.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Are you alright? You're in the cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
Never seen a Quinara before. Tell me about your people.
No.
Never mind then. No, why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Oh. You said you were in the army.
I am.
What made you decide to become a soldier?
Decide. I am a Sten of the Beresad. I did not choose to be who I am any more than you did.
Oh. Why would the Kunari send soldiers here?
The Antam are the eyes, hands, and mouth of the Kunari. We are how my people know the world.
Doesn't that make your view of things a little skewed?
Compared to what?
You only learn about people you conquer?
What does anyone truly know of the world? The world changes. We change. The Antam observe what we can, just as you do. There is no point to this. We are keeping the Darkspawn waiting.
What's the hurry?
What a strange language you speak. You say hurry, where I would say duty.
Not your duty to handle the blight, though.
No, it is yours, and you are chatting with me instead.
Alright, fine.
As you wish.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be a big old minus. Lydiana.
Yes?
I like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell, and the darkness drew me in.
What then?
When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the blight devours everything?
I suppose I couldn't sit by either.
That is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a blight to stop.
Another +2.
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
What can a Templar do exactly?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So Templars use magic themselves.
You could call it that, sure. The Chantry doesn't look on it the same way, however, since really our talents only work on mages. Against a regular person, I'm just a guy in a metal suit.
So couldn't others learn these talents?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together.
So you were addicted to this lyrium?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templar's talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. A bit of an exception. Lucky me.
And boy.
Oh, why, you little...
Did you just jump at the sight of your own shadow again?
Oh, you're so funny. Such rapier wit. Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me. Look.
Well, he is a war dog.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me. I once heard a really old legend about how the hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished.
Oh.
Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human
Are you
flesh.
serious?
Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Don't listen to Alistair. He's full of rubbish.
Hey!
I think that's everybody. And we can... You know what, actually. Really quickly.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out.
Good to see you where.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Crafting. All you have is this. The cost or the effect of many potion cells. How many crunches do we have? I don't want to use too much of this. Oh, that's a gift. That's a gift. So many gifts. Oh, why does this not cost anything? Ugly boots. Now it's prayer for the dead. The words are in a strange, spidery script, but the fine etchings demonstrates a clear respect for the departed. And Alice, I just want to see. Okay. Oh wait, we have to go to the person first, don't we?
I am impressed. My thanks.
Look at that. New ability, minor strength. Inspired by your leadership, the party member has gained a minor bonus to strength. Ooh. Oh, that's good to know. Forgot about that. So does he have anything new to say? That's Morgan.
You are not quite as callow as I thought.
Thank you.
That is unexpected.
Callow? You thought I was callow?
You sound surprised. You must have heard this before. You'll get over it. Eventually.
Why did you come to Realtimewith?
I was sent to be the eyes of the Antam. The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
What's an Ashok?
The one who commands the Antam, the body of the Kunari.
Why does he care about the Blight?
Why do you?
He could destroy the world.
Do you think the Kunari live
That's
on
true.
some other world then?
Fair. Don't have to report back then?
Yes.
When are you gonna do it?
Never.
Oh.
I cannot go home.
Wait, what? Why not?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the darkspawn waiting.
What were you doing in that cage?
Does it matter? Very well. I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
What do you mean a weak mind?
That is complicated. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. It came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
What happened to the other? It sounds like what happened to me at Ostagar.
I heard the stories of Ostagar. Your kith stood their ground when others fled. No one can do more than that. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
What did you do?
I searched for it, and when that failed I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
Did the farmers know?
They said they found me with nothing.
Did you believe them?
I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
You panicked over a lost blade.
That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Couldn't you search for it?
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now.
So that's it. You aren't going to do anything about it.
What would you have me do? It could be anywhere by now.
Where did you fight the Darkspawn?
Near Lake Calenhad.
Don't worry, we'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
You still slaughtered those people, my guy. Plus 16. Then. He was sent with a small group of Qunari soldiers to investigate the Blight and report back. Outside Lotharen, they were ambushed by the Darkspawn. They fought off the attack, but only Sten survived. Farmers found him dying and took him in, but when he awoke alone and unarmed, he panicked, killing the entire family. Realizing he had sacrificed his honor, Sten waited for the villagers to come and surrendered, expecting death. Alright, so. Oh wait, what happened here? Sophia is Ferelden's light and her most brilliant jewel. Nothing of this earth can ever quench her fire. Arlessa Sophia Dryden was the young Arlen's rival for the throne of Ferelden. Dryden was a strong and charismatic leader with much support from the Benorn. When Arlen finally won the crown, Dryden refused to relent. She pushed her claim, was caught, and accused of treason. Her sympathizers continued to support her. However, in order to appease them, Dryden was spared executions and forced to join the Grey Wardens instead. Dryden survived the joining and dazzled the Grey Wardens at soldiers' peak with her leadership skills and charm. She eventually rose through the ranks to become the Grey Wardens' commander of Ferelden. Before Commander Dryden, the Grey Wardens were seen as a relic of an older time and an unnecessary drain on the nobles' coffers. Dryden, though, with her political connections, reinvigorated the Wardens and rapidly increased their numbers. In the meantime, King Arlen proved himself a devious king, willing to go to brutal lengths to silence his opponents. Arlen's reign of terror grew worse with each passing year, and some of the bands approached Commander Dryden in desperation, begging her to intercede. She agreed, and thus was the rebellion against King Arlen born. Arlen learned of the rebellion and took steps to end it. He publicly suspended all titles to the Grey Wardens and declared that they were no longer welcomed in Ferelden. Some of the Wardens, mindful that they were supposed to remain politically neutral, felt disgraced by Dryden's involvement in Ferelden's politics and left her side. Even as the king forced his lay siege to Soldier's Peak, the siege took months and ended with the death of Sophia Dryden from the personal files of Levi Dryden Merchant. What is this? Ruins Party Camp. Alright. Interesting. Where are we going now?
Yes.
Always, we need a
Indeed.
witch. We need a magic user.
Yes.
Yeah. We have so many places. This is us camping. This is edge of the Bacalian Forest. I don't even know what's there. Oh wait, we can do this. Oh, maybe it's that. Maybe that's his. Provided it's going where? Has. Right click for that. Oh crap.
This should.
I didn't
Yes.
realize that was gonna be a thing.
Yes.
Past Soldier's Peak. Fleming's Ostagar. Outskirts. Lutheran. Red Cliff. Towerlands. Royal Palace. I should know exactly where we were. I have no idea what this is. Ah, come on.
Let's get.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
What just happened?
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Oh, this is something. There we go. We're here. Here. We can go here. I kind of want to go here because it's probably where he left his stuff. So let's just backtrack really. Well, no, he left his stuff here somewhere. Path. Oh, I'm gonna regret this again. It's fine though. Soldier Street, Van Lawrence Land. Cliff. Red Cliff. The Dalish clans. Asmar. Yeah, I'm going to Red Cliff first. I just hate this camera angle so much. There we go. It was bothering me.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Redcliffe.
Look, can we talk for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
What's on your mind?
Well, let's see. How do I tell you this? We're almost at Redcliffe. Did I say how I know Al Eamon exactly?
I think you said erasure?
I'm a bastard. My mother was a serving girl at Redcliffe Castle, and she died when I was born. Al Eamon took me in and raised me before I was sent to the Chantry.
Okay.
The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose.
You don't think you might have told me this before?
How? When would I say that? Oh, by the way, King Marek had sex with a servant and she produced a bastard son. That's me. I would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaelin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it.
Oh.
I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry.
I think I understand. Wait, there's a little gain though.
Why wouldn't he? He was King Marek's best friend. I don't know if that means anything, though. I certainly never considered the idea that it might ever be important. Al Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, despite all the problems it caused with the king so soon after the war. He loved her a great deal. Anyway, the new Arlessa resented the rumors which pegged me as the Arl's bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
Did she know the truth about you?
She may have, but I think it's more likely that she feared the rumors might be true. I can't blame her for that. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall, and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Owl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
You were young.
And raised by dogs. Or I may as well have been, the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that, I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man and well-loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
That's not really what you think, is it?
No, I suppose not. I don't feel very lucky at all, to be honest.
Oh, poor Alistair. Redcliffe. King Calian Therian once famously declared the fate of Redcliffe is the fate of all of Ferelden. Certainly the castle is the first and last defense for the sole land road into Ferelden, and the country has never fallen to any force that did not first capture Redcliffe. The castle, which despite being 3 times captured, is popularly described as unassailable. Also guards one of the largest and most prosperous towns in Ferelden. Redcliffe village is well situated near the mountain pass to Osmar in the Orlais border, and so serves as a center of foreign trade. For these reasons, Redcliffe is accounted an Arling, despite the smallness of the domain. The inhabitants of Redcliffe Village are primarily fishermen, or merchants who ship dwarven goods to the pass from Arles to Denerim. When the entire village smells of smoked fish on certain late autumn mornings, the merchants in their finery do their utmost to pretend otherwise. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chancy Scholar by Brother Genetibi. His mother was a servant, Alistair. His mother was a servant girl who died when Alistair was very young. He was raised by Mons Garin, Earl of Redcliffe, for a time. Eyes of suspicion were unfounded, however. Alistair was not Aemon's son, but King Mary. Aemon sheltered the boy to hide his existence. Aemon sheltered the boy to hide his existence from Queen Rowan, Aemon's sister.